Hi everyone, I'm Amanda Warfield. I'm the founder of Thriving Lifecraft. We help women and men, I have both as clients, that are negatively impacted by narcissistic abuse, narcissistic and toxic relationships, to rediscover their value so they can craft their own futures, find joy, and thrive. There are a lot of coaches out there, and in the space of narcissistic abuse recovery, there's a lot of information on the web, in books, support groups, with counselors. Not all counselors are good news, by the way. They don't all understand the cluster B family. I want to start posting things that can help you. Outside of my Thrive 90 coaching program, which is also available, the key here is the word transformation. I am the coach that is not going to just educate you, okay? Education with no action is basically worthless to anyone, least of all you. I am going to help you with a step-by-step plan, and then I am going to follow through and hold you accountable to yourself, to your own commitment to yourself. You can be free. Not only can you be free, you can have the future of your dreams. I know what to do, and I have done it for myself and for other clients, and I want to help you. First, I want to tell you just a little bit about me, because I feel like I need to establish that trust. I want you to be able to trust me. You deserve the best in attention and support, and you deserve to have someone that is helping you, that not only knows what you're going through, but can help you get free and find joy. I spent 19 years married to and 22 years together with a covert narcissist. I have lived through multiple affairs over the stretch of my marriage. I have dealt with serial disrespect from day one, with what started out to be, strip clubs and alcohol abuse before we were even married, to what became perpetual alcohol and drug abuse, financial abuse, emotional abuse, sexual intimidation, gaslighting, triangulation, deliberate diminishing of friendships, which led to neglect, isolation, and a level of devaluing that no human should have to live through. And yet it was all my fault. And still I replied, but he doesn't hit me, when interrogated by the nurse in the ER if my then husband was abusing me, because my blood pressure had skyrocketed to 184 over 113 the second he came in the room. It's now back to normal, by the way. I have fallen for the manipulation of the Hoover maneuver. He was going to counseling with me while he was still having affairs and had basically started making plans to leave his family, but not without my hard-earned money. I have been there. I have lived through the cognitive dissonance where for years, a good stretch of time, I made excuse after excuse after excuse for the mistreatment. I then learned how normal it is for a narcissistic abuse survivor to do just that. It is easier than facing the truth. I lived through the trauma bonds and the codependence that had been fostered, cementing me to my abuser. I learned how normal it is for a narcissistic abuse survivor, I hate that word victim, to cling to that person that was setting fire to their soul when they returned after ghosting them just for more of their narcissistic energy supply. I learned that I was that main supply and exactly what that meant. I hit my rock bottom. Rock bottom. I was physically, emotionally, spiritually, financially, and psychologically done. And then some serious downtime happened, and I woke up one day and said, no, this is not happening. I'm a corporate America business mind with 25 years of business, technical, and engineering mindset. Everything comes down to a pattern. Everything. I started to learn more and more on top of everything I already had stored in that brain of mine about mindset, law of attraction, metaphysics, neuroplasticity, neurolinguistic programming. My corporate and personal world started to collide. And everything I had learned about the brain over 25 years of having MS from my fantastic neurologist was also thrown in about neuroplasticity, the brain's connection to the gut, and the gut's connection to your fight or flight responses. My corporate America life and everything I had learned about processes, process improvement, and patterns and systems, my personal pain journey, and everything I had learned about normal aging, arrested development, cluster B personality disorders, and their effects on your brain and your body's immune responses. That last piece of it was my narcissism education. Once my counselor told me, "Your husband's a narcissist, Amanda, and this won't end well," I started drowning myself obsessively in everything I could absorb about narcissism. I had the last puzzle piece. The day I had my nirvana, I was at home. I had just talked with my neurologist, and it all started making sense. I did what I always end up doing. I found the patterns. I started to put together years of learning and study in every aspect of my life and put it all into a repeatable system. And I used it to break free. Yes, it was emotional and pain beyond levels of comprehension, both physically and emotionally. But now I had answers. I go straight back to my life. I have always been in positions where I've had to take the impossible and make it possible. Make a car run faster when I was in racing. Make a completely impossible program execute on impossible time schedule with impossible budgets, with employees who were impossibly exhausted and incapable of giving me more. And somehow we always made it happen. And here I was in my own life with all of this data and putting it together, and it was supporting a possible outcome from an impossible situation. And it works. My program works. And now I must make it an option for others in the same shoes I was in. So why should you trust me? Because I have been down your road, the road you're on now, and I have a way to get you out. If you will walk beside me and embrace the Thrive 90 community that will surround you and support you on this journey, it is time for you to invest in yourself. Start with going through thrivinglifecraft.com. Go there and opt in for your free gift. 10 ways to combat the physical effects of a narcissistic, toxic relationship on your body. Yes, there's so much more that you need to focus on. But right now, this is the moment you need to start by putting the oxygen mask on yourself first. We can get to that later. Go to thrivinglifecraft.com and opt in for the free gift, and you will have so much more, and you will be on the right path. We will talk later. Please promise me that you're not just going to survive. You're going to thrive. There's so much more in your future.